So this is called the doTERRA Natural Solutions Workshop. And so it is a workshop. So normally we do this in homes and we come and you can think about if you ever want to host one in your home. They're really a lot of fun. Definitely, online is great too, but really when you're in person, we can actually smell the oils and all the things. So right now, if you're watching the recording later, please go ahead and get your oil if you do have an oil. And you're going to go ahead and, at the beginning of the class, we always come around and let everyone smell peppermint, especially because, it's about 7:30 right now and Eastern Standard Time. And you want to go ahead and take your peppermint because it really helps to wake up the body. So go ahead and put one drop in your hand, and you don't want to get it in your eyes, ears, or nose. You want to go ahead and just smell. Breathe in and breathe out, and do it again. Breathe in, breathe out. And then in 22 seconds from the olfactory nervous system to the limbic system in the brain, it sends messages all over the body to really wake up. And then some people actually use that same drop for headaches right here, just right on the temples. And especially because some people have headaches, or say you hit your head, like I accidentally did last night. I was just like, it was late at night. And, you just, we're all so human. You can actually use your oils and help that little bit of a pain when you accidentally, hurt yourself. Years ago, when I had a desk job, I had a really bad pain in the side of my, in the side right here, because I was staring at my computer all day long, and I turned and I had like a occupational injury at my company Glaxo. I used to work for a clinical research company of pharmaceuticals, complete opposite now, right? But I had to be put on like a Demerol or something. Like, it was horrible. It made me throw up. I would have loved to have known about peppermint. So make sure if you need a sample, ask whoever invited you. All right, so wanted to introduce myself officially. I'm Linda McClellan. I've been an RN for over 20 years at Wake Med, for those of you who are in the nearby Raleigh area. I do still love it there. I'm a mother baby nurse, so what's not to love? I love moms. I love babies. I have 4 of my own. So there in the picture, you can see 4 daughters. We had 2 daughters. We thought we'd try for a boy, and we got 2 more daughters. So our twins are at NC State. One's actually graduating in a week, and the other one wanted to do the 4 years, so she'll graduate next year. And then during the growing up time, I did homeschool our twins. And during that time, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. She actually, Jennifer, the one on the left, as you're looking at the screen, she actually had a really bad GI problem where she had leaky gut. Leaky gut is whenever, your stomach is not really together anymore. It's actually apart. And that can really happen to so many people, unfortunately, with antibiotic use, or it's also in meat, milk, egg, cheese. Any of those things that we're consuming, we actually can get the antibiotics from that, that way, which is not good because it hurts our microbiome. So she actually couldn't have a bowel movement without an enema for 9 months. We did finally get healing through. I reached out to the famous Dr. Josh Axe. I really went after leaky gut, and I soon met up with his mother-in-law, who is also, she's into essential oils. And Dr. Josh Axe started this team where it's a lot of doctors, a lot of nurse practitioners, a lot of chiropractors, people that just really want to share with their patients and their clients truth about what will really help balance our cells. We need pharmaceuticals for sure sometimes, but on a day-to-day basis, essential oils can really help us all. So we did get a healing from my daughter with a 90, it was like a 30-day detoxification protocol, but we did do it twice within 90 days, and your cells each last 180 days. So it took us about half of the cell's life to get her better. And so very thankful. So then down in this other lower picture right here, you see a friend of me and friend of mine, and she actually did get cancer. And I had done this cytoscan for her before she had cancer. And basically, a cytoscan is a way in 10 minutes you can actually scan your hand and really know at the cellular level what's going on with your detoxification, GI, hormonal, immune, all your lifestyle areas, your teeth, your vertebrae, a food scan. It's amazing. It's all about acupuncture, prime meridian points in the body, like what's blocking the health. It could be heavy metals, it could be toxins, it could be water contaminants, chemicals, and what is it affecting liver, kidneys, all the, organs. And so it's genius. So I saw this during 2020, this technology, and I had to buy it. and how to start offering. So definitely let us know if you would like a Zytoscan. We can make that happen. So moving along, I want to get into the class. So this is about you guys. So what would you like to address for your health? If we were all together, we would be asking you, do you want to talk about digestive issues? Because it's all about you guys. I've had so many wins, very thankful, like big win with my daughter, but little wins, right? Like little wins, like I didn't get COVID. I knew exactly what to do. On Guard and Melissa. I knew the names of the oils. Whenever, I need like a steroid or something, I actually found out something that works really well. Ginger, frankincense, turmeric. So really you have to make whatever you have in life, pharmaceutical wise, you can look and see what the equivalent would be. But if it's headaches, it would be peppermint, usually frankincense. With allergies, there's something called Breathe Essential Oil, which works amazing. Triese also. If you have stress or anxiety, it would become something called adaptive. Energy, stamina, metabolism, that essential oil would probably be Metapower. Sleep issues, that would probably be either lavender or vetiver. Blood sugar regulation, that would be Metapower. All right, so there's two ways to approach medical issues. That's the modern approach, which most of us are used to. That's to go to a doctor's office, and they're designed to manage our symptoms. They're made from isolated synthetic agents, the pharmaceuticals are. Their side effects are known and unknown. 6.5 trillion years spent on global healthcare every single year. And are we healthier? That's the question. And then there's also the way to treat the body with the natural approach. Addresses body's needs and root causes, extracts from plants, root stems, trees, enhances our wellness every single day. You can use them aromatically, as I was just doing with peppermint, or you can use it topically, as my daughter. She had her first win in our home. She wasn't able to have the bowel movements, so I rolled this long, it's kind of like this. It looks like this. It's a roller ball full of digestin on her belly. And she said, Mom, that stomach pain just moved from one side to the other. So we actually had symptom management with oil. So you can have symptom management and it has healing qualities as well. And then, of course, oils are safer without side effects. All right, so we're going to first talk about the three cool things about essential oils. First of all, they are safer. They're 100% natural and safe. And this is with Doterra. It's not going to be with your, go to CVS or go to the drugstore or, go to the grocery store. It's only going to be, I really researched this. I was a homeschool mom. And 5 people did leave Young Living to create Doterra. Very thankful for Young Living, but these 5 people wanted to create a company where, it's good to have competition in the world, right? So, at doTERRA, they source only where that oil was first discovered, which is excellent. Like an orange in Florida is going to be different than orange here. So, peppermint, I'm not really sure where they source. That's a great question. I need to look that up. But like say lavender is from France and frankincense is Middle East. But they're 100% natural and safe, no side effects, no addictions. Simply extracts from plants with amazing health benefits, certified pure therapeutic grade, pure and potent. And this is the cool thing. I know a lot of people are into herbs, and that's great, but oils are actually 50 to 7% more powerful. So if you know the word medicinal means when it goes into our cells, like the next picture you're going to see in a minute, it's going to actually cross through the cellular membrane and make a change within seconds, which is genius. So that peppermint that I just used, it's still elating me right now. Like I still feel it working, in my throat area, in my skin area. It's amazing. But peppermint is known to be energizing, promotes clear breathing, cools the body, great for hot flashes, things like that. It actually, if you look up what increases oxygen, because a lot of people just don't have energy or they have anemia. And if you look up what increases oxygen, it's peppermint. So it's a super amazing oil, relieves head tension. All right, so that's the first cool thing about essential oils, that they are safer than, conventional medicine. And then we move over here. The second cool thing about essential oils is that they are more effective. So if my fist is a cell and we have trillions of cells, we just want to keep it simple, like just focus on one cell though. So essential oils can actually cross the cellular membrane and make a change in our lives in seconds. There's an oil called On Guard that's right there, and that's wild orange, cloves, cinnamon, oregano. It has, different attributes to really help our immune system. So during COVID time, during any time that anyone's sick, this oil was like looked at during 2020 very closely. This one and Melissa, and those have very majorly benefits to keep our immune system running strong, but the body gets the credit. We don't say the oils are healing, but we say that the body was able to, get the healing but through the oils, which is amazing. So the On Guard promotes healthy immune function, and you can take On Guard all three ways, just like you can peppermint. So going back to peppermint for a minute, you can use that aromatically, you can use that topically like I did, and you can also take peppermint internally for like a sick stomach, and then move back to On Guard. Same thing, you can use that aromatically. It smells like Christmas time all year long. Topically, you can use it like say on a child's throat, your throat. A lot of people like to use fractionated coconut oil, kind of like a carrier oil to help, not have like a burning sensation. It's not really the oil burns. Only fake oils really can burn the skin. But what I'm saying, it is powerful. So even with one drop, you might want to consider making a roller ball and then applying it to your skin. And then, of course, internally, one time I went into a coffee house in Burlington, North Carolina, and they actually had a lot of doTERRA oils there. And I had this hot tea that they asked me if I wanted some On Guard and lemon in it and honey. That was genius. It's able to soothe my sore throat because I had just done 2 hours of talking. So it's just genius. So that's an awesome oil for every single day use of just helping your immune system. And actually, a lot of people do use it daily as a vitamin because you can use that as an immune vitamin. All right, so that's the second cool thing, that they are more effective than conventional. And then the third cool thing about essential oils is that they are more affordable. They're more affordable because in each of the bottles, they're huge. They have 250 drops in them. And when you use an essential oil recipe book, and I was going to show you guys, this is one of my favorite books. I don't know if you can see it, but it's called Essential Oils Made Easy. And the first time I looked at it, I was just amazed that all the pages in here, you can look up anything from like, cancer to psoriasis to radiation damage, respiratory, Parkinson's, panic. It just goes on, and you just are amazed the first time you have an essential oil recipe book. But whenever you get, say the top 10 oils and a recipe book, you actually can, it's said you can actually treat 85% of your health challenges. So ask whoever you invited you. They actually have a really cute kit that's probably like 165 with a free diffuser and the top 10 oils, including all of the oils we're talking about tonight. So keep that in mind. But they are more affordable because you only use a drop or two per dose. So that's a lot of doses. So they are more affordable than traditional medical care, pennies per dose. They save hundreds of dollars a year in medical costs. So the oil there we're talking about lavender, and lavender is known to be very calming for the mind. They actually do use it in some of the Nashville hospitals in some of the testing areas where people are kind of nervous waiting for their tests, and they diffuse it. So that's super cool. Would love to use it medicinally in the hospitals, but not yet. Let's see. Also, antihistamine. You can actually use lemon, lavender, and peppermint as like an antihistamine. You can, they actually made this soft shell called Triese, and those 3 oils are in it for allergy relief. And I actually have to take 3 of those, but it's awesome and to really help allergies this time of year. And then also they are more affordable. I wanted to go in this too a little bit, more deeply. Like some people think that oils are expensive. And I say, well, let's break it down. Okay. So say your child has an ear infection and they have to go to the doctor. And even if it's no copay for you, say it's free, and say, you don't even have to pay for your antibiotic, right? It's still, you had to take your time. You had to use your gas to get to the doctor's office. You had to take your gas to go ahead, gas mileage in your car to get to the pharmaceutical. And then you had to take off work or in the middle of the night. So you're losing out on all that time. So that's an ear infection, right? Probably amoxicillin. And so if my child has an ear infection or my young adult now, I'm going to go ahead and look at my recipe book and I'm going to grab 2 drops of lavender and 2 drops of tea tree, put it on a cotton ball. And this is if you get it initially, like the first day. If you've delayed treatment for your child or yourself, you might need to do something heavier like frankincense to really help treat the inflammation that's built up. But if it's early on, you can just do, a couple drops of lavender and a couple drops of tea tree, and that costs like 16 cents of oil. So see, I saved my time. I knew exactly what to do. So you can be the healer in your home. That's for sure. Once you start getting to know what you need, what your family needs, you have the recipe book, you have a set of oils, you can really go after the things, less expensive than conventional healthcare. So those are the three cool things about oils, that they are safer, they're more effective, and they're more affordable. So now we're going to talk about the 3 ways to use essential oils. And of course, Doterra essential oils, not others, because they're just in a class by themselves. So the first way, as you saw, we were using the peppermint aromatically. You can also use it in a diffuser. So just super cool. Like used to think, oh, like how can I really consider breathing in oil as a treatment? But let's talk about this. Whenever you get a dental procedure, does he do an IV? Does he do a capsule? No, he actually does laughing gas. And so laughing gas, again, it goes in our olfactory nervous system here, goes to the limbic system in the brain, sends messages all over our body. The laughing gas does, and it's a synthetic to really calm us down so we're ready for the dental procedure. Whereas if we're going to do, say, breathe essential oil, which breathe is awesome. We'll talk about it in a few minutes more, but it's really great for asthma. You can do it almost like as an inhaler kind of treatment. You could do it on the nose here for snoring. You could put it on the chest, kind of like a Vicks vapor rub, but think it's holistic, so it's not going to have synthetic chemicals in it. So you could rub it on the child's chest or your own. But so you're smelling in these awesome oils, and they really do have a positive effect on our mood. It cleanses the air. And, they do say that our air inside our homes is more toxic than outside. So it's really about taking back our environment and supporting our respiratory system because, we're body, mind, and spirit. And whatever we smell, like say you're walking down the street and you smell chocolate, it brings back memories, from when you were growing up. So all of these, the smells really do change us medicinally. So that's the first way, is using it aromatically. And then the second way you use oils is going to be topically. And then I was talking about my daughter who, before we got the healing, we actually had symptom management where, whenever you roll digestion, Digestzen, it's fennel, anise, cardamom, peppermint, and all those cooking spices on, in the oil, it can actually topically move the contents of the bowels. And so say that somebody has constipation, like my daughter, it speeds up all the contents, and then say if somebody has diarrhea, the other extreme, it actually slows it down. So it's amazing that it neutralizes the contents. So, it's great. Like if you think about replacing your medicine cabinet, which could have a lot of toxins in it, just know that that one essential oil replaces probably about, I don't know, like 8 or 10. I'll have to look at my PDF about, replacing your toxic medicine cabinet, but it replaces reflux here, the digestion, it helps constipation, diarrhea, like it goes on and on. So check that oil out. It's my favorite oil, but you would just use that one topically. Another great oil to use topically is going to be the deep blue. A lot of people come into doTERRA looking for pain relief. There's so many people that have, arthritis or just, injuries. And so the deep blue is awesome where you would just rub it. The oil can be, made into a roller ball, or they actually have a nice cream that a lot of chiropractors love to use in their offices. People love to use this cream between alignments. So that's a great thing for chiropractors to actually have in their office to give out to people. Awesome. And so, so that's the second cool way we use oils, is going to be topically. And then the third way we use essential oils is going to be internally. And so with internal use, I was a little scared of it because I'm a conventional nurse, right? I had never done this. And so I was just like, and I tell everybody, whenever you get some oils, go ahead and just use them topically at first. Cause like this is new for us. Like we should have all been introduced to these when we were 5 years old, but instead we're a lot older and it's kind of like trusting something new. But these have been around, in the Bible, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Like God, if you're a believer, he wants us to use these, and this doesn't have any side effects. So internal use, you would just use a drop or two. So again, it really maximizes that oil. Lemon is probably my favorite oil right now to use in my water, and I have some right beside me. And what it does, it really detoxes the liver. It helps to like lessen kidney stones inside the body. I mean, if you look up lemon in the essential oil recipe book, it has like 8 different roles it plays in the body. And a lot of people put a lemon in their water, but that's not the same. That lemon is actually going to be, a lemon, whereas there's 30 lemons inside one bottle of the lemon essential oil from doTERRA. And this is the lemon right here. And so I just often, you don't want to put it in plastic, y'all. You want to use it in a ceramic. So you get your water and then you simply just put it right here in your water. And you want to put about 1 drop every 4 ounces. And then you just drink it throughout the day. And often what it does, it makes you drink more water, which is what we're all supposed to do. So I'm going to take a sip of water. And, I think I drink a lot more water. So it is supposed to clean the organs, the liver, all those things. Another essential oil that I wanted to talk about is frankincense, and that's the king of the oils. And a lot of people are aware that, it's in the Bible, all the things, but if you look it up, it can actually on PubMed.gov, that's PUBMED.gov, it can actually shrink tumors, cysts. It's like, what? Like, we never knew this. And so it's just a game changer in your life to know that there are options. And the government has done research for us. You can go look up On Guard. You can go out and look up Melissa oil and how like antivirals. And if you go to the doctor and you have a virus, they're going to tell you go home, get rest. But with essential oils, On Guard would be immediate help, for viruses, which is awesome. We always want to say support, and then the body is able to have healing. But anyway, internal use is super cool. You can actually make your own veggie caps. They have this picture of veggie caps over here, and you just get used to them super easy. Like if I get a UTI, I go ahead and get my capsules and I open it up and I put 3 drops of juniper berry and 3 drops of lemongrass, and I take it down. And I do it. It tells my recipe book tells me what to do. I'm not concocting it. Doctors and scientists made up the recipes, and I'm able to take it twice a day for 5 days, and the UTI is gone. And now, if I think it's worse, of course, I'll go to the doctor. But if it's something basic that I know what I'm doing, I'm just going to go ahead and use my oils and save my money, the time, and just be proactive, which is super great. All right, I want to talk about a few other oils that are really game changers. I mean, I have 4 daughters, so we've used all these oils. I've been in the oil and Zyto world for 5 years with Zytos and almost 66 years with doTERRA. And so adaptive is actually formulated with, the mental health climate in mind. Like different people, over my lifetime, I've seen them, they have to take the SSRIs and they're really not helping. That's the serotonin replacement inhibitor, that if they're not getting enough serotonin for some reason. And adaptive was tested on different people that have anxiety, depression. You probably can look up the video on YouTube. And adaptive, this one is the oil. You cannot ingest it. See the A and the T. You can use it aromatically and topically. And this is known to ease nervous feelings, improve sustained attention while easing the mind, inhale deeply to calm the heart and mind. And I mean, I had 2 people today text me wanting to get more information on how to get that oil. Like there's just so much about that oil. Like during 2020, a lot of nurses and we actually used it in our mask. That one and the Breathe Essential Oil were really great about getting through our 12-hour shifts through, trying to breathe in the mask, but the oils really made a difference. So that's a game changer. All right, another one is Copaiba. Copaiba is like CBD without the THC. And of course, this one you can use aromatically, topically, and internally. And so aromatically, of course, you can put a diffuser, but my favorite way is to use it actually internally. This does come as a veggie cap too, and that's another cool thing about doTERRA. You can, of course, buy the oils, but at first, we're all conventional people. So the cool thing is a lot of the oils you can get in a soft gel. So Cova is one of those. So a lot of my friends get that for like pain relief. Because of course it acts on the same pain receptor as CBD would without the THC. So it's not going to give you that high or, make you have a problem with your urine drug screen if you're a nurse like me. So then topically, people can use it for pain. We have actually a pain roller ball that we make at some of our events that we do. And we usually put the Copiba with the deep blue. And together, those are such winners, and it really calms the entire nervous system. And one of the ways we use this is down the spine in the back, because, the vertebrae, it was developed when we're being born, like by our mothers, we're fetuses, the first 3 months of life, our nervous system is built then. So we're just trying to treat it because that's how it evolved. And you can definitely, use that internally, and it doesn't really have a taste to it. I really feel like it just calms the nervous system for the day. So this is a game changer. Also for sleep. There's so many things, and also about Copiba. The sleep has been great. I had somebody at an event where I was at the other night. She told this one, I think it's her boyfriend, that she just loved it. And so he wants it too. So it's super cool how like people are just, referring essential oils and supplements to other people because they've gotten wins with it. And sleep is one of the hardest things to conquer. So it's great to know that Copiba is one of those ones that can conquer it. So Citrus Bliss, if you like perfumes, but you don't want to use a toxin, you want to use Citrus Bliss. It's uplifting, promotes feelings of cheerfulness, uses perfumes. You would just put it on your pulse points, like right here. You can put it back here too. You can diffuse it, but it's awesome. And then, of course, we talked about lemon before. It is aromatic. You can, diffuse it in your kitchen. You can use it on your countertops. If, say, a child puts stickers, they are just kind of gritty. You can make a cleaner with, say, the On Guard, the lemon, say, distilled water, and then maybe even some white vinegar, and have a really nice spray that could really detox your home without you adding a lot of toxins into your home, because, our Comet, our bleaches, all these things that we buy, that we were taught by our parents to buy, they hurt us. Say if you want to clean your bathtub, don't do it with chemicals, because when you bathe in your bathtub, you're going to be bathing in the toxins. So you really want to go grab this lemon On Guard and make a spritzer and go ahead and clean your bathtub. So you will be actually having an aromatic benefit as you have your detox bath. So this lemon is known for a cleanser for the body and a cleanser for the home. But just note that it is a photosensitive oil. So this is not one of the ones you would want to use in the morning. This would be to use at nighttime if you are going to use it on the body, because you could have a burn from a photosensitive oil. And you would note the photosensitive oils are the ones like lemon, wild orange, a lot of the citrus ones. You would just want to use them internally mostly during the day. All right, the deep blue, we did talk about that. Soothes achy muscles and joints, eases head tension, aromatically topical use. The next one is going to be Breathe, and that one's good for aromatic and topical use. This one really helps lungs and sinuses. It promotes clear breathing day and night. And then there's Balance Essential Oil, and this one is for grounding, and it's used for a relaxing massage. It calms mind and body. It has frankincense in it. It's a tree oil, so it's really good for grounding. When diffused, it provides a really tranquil aroma. Now, we did talk about frankincense a little bit ago, but it really promotes calm feelings. It's anti-aging. You can use it under your eyes. It helps cells perform optimally. Check out PubMed, and you can really see PubMed.gov and see all of what frankincense can do for inside the body. And then digest, so we did talk about that already, but a little recap is, does relieve upset stomach, motion sickness, or nausea, and you can use it at meal times for improved digestion. And then also, Um, Here, we're just about ready to talk about this, about what creates disease in the body. So every single day we are living in this world, body, mind, spirit, and some of us have a nutrient deficiency and some of us have inflammation. I think a lot of people actually have inflammation. And then a lot of us, because we do choose chemicals because we weren't taught any different, we have, chemicals in our body. So we definitely need to know that all of these can create toxic stress in the body. And so, let's see here. So this next screen is going to show about autoimmune diseases, cardiovascular diseases, neurodegenerative, GI disorders, headaches. There's also metabolic disease, lung diseases, some types of cancer, mental illnesses, and joint pain. So if you look at the vitamins and minerals in our body, that we really need to have a really great base of vitamins, minerals, greens, nutrients, basically to make our bodies work and do, the baseline, amounts of, nutrition every day in our body. So here, the percentage of dietary intakes below what we're supposed to get. Vitamin D, 95% of us. We're supposed to be getting that. Vitamin E, we're supposed to get 94% of that. Magnesium, 61%. So it just gives you a scale, and it just shows you like how much below the dietary intakes we are. And so it talks about toxic overload to the body. So I like this picture a lot because it does talk about, like a pot. Here's a pot of, we do medications in the morning. We could be doing pharmaceuticals in the morning. We could be eating toxic food every day. We live in toxic homes. We have heavy metals in our food, or we have them in the air. And then say, our moms all, they prenatally fed us through the cord, and then the mother could have been passing on to their child, and we could be passing to our children too. So there's so many things to just look at, but we don't need to be concerned, because as long as we're focused on some daily detoxification, we can address these things. So, but just know that this does involve, and not limited to, home and personal care, toxic environments, stress perceived and real. So we can't stress out about this. We have to be, really believing that, we are able to take care of it, and we are. But negative thinking can cause problems, negative relationships, trauma, current and past. So the bucket can spill over, and that's when we start to have problems, because our body just can't, the liver can't handle it, the kidneys can't handle it. So it does talk about that there are contaminants detected in 776 dietary supplements. So that's why you really have to be careful when you go to Walmart, when you go to CVS, the grocery store, that that, some of these leading brands that you hear about with the commercials are not really going to have the purest, nutrients in them. So we really have to look at different companies that are the leaders in helping our bodies to perform the best. So what are your top 3 health concerns? Mine was digestion for my daughter, and then my immunity. But some people, like most of the people I talk to, it's going to be like hormones, things like that. And you can actually this is the top 10 oil kit I was talking about earlier. Did you know that you can make a recipe from this to help whenever you're feeling kind of sick? It's called, it's called the flute recipe, and that would involve frankincense for inflammation, would involve lemon for detoxification. It would involve O for on guard, and that's really good for your immune system. It would involve oregano for really killing off, bacteria, pathogens, things like that. And then also the tea tree, which is antifungal, and that's called the flute recipe. So I always have these top 10 essential oils with me. Here's the Breathe. So this is an awesome kit to get started with if you're looking for a great one. Now here's another one, and these are the same exact top 10 oils, but this one has 3 times the amount of oil. So the other one was 165. So this one is 275. But this one, if you have a big family, this is the one I started with actually. And so it's super cool to get, it does have a different oil, like adaptive here, but it has most of the other main ones. And it does have the Copiba, but it's great. It has a little bit bigger diffuser with it, but they both come with a free diffuser. So those are great ones where you could actually take back your health, take back your home environment, make it toxic free, which is what you want. And so the VMG has really been amazing with in the doTERRA world this year. So VMG is vitamins, minerals, and greens plus essential oils. So it supports overall health and wellness, especially when taking with the EO omega. And the EO omega actually has the fish from the Nordic Sea. So because doTERRA said that they did not want to use the fish from America because we have seas that have heavy metals in them. So I think it's amazing that they went to that effort to protect us. So I just love that. And so there always is the lifelong vitality vitamins, but definitely check the vitamins out first because if your core nutrients aren't being met, then the body can't run. You should be a baseline of nutrition of the, vitamins, either the VMG that we just looked at or these, and then you add the oils to that. Definitely consider probiotics, definitely consider collagen. But so this one is called the Microplex VMZ, supports healthy immune function. The omegas, of course, it supports joint, cardiovascular, brain health. And this alpha CRS helps support healthy cell function. So there was actually a 60-day clinical trial they did with the doTERRA Lifelong Vitality, the ones that are in the capsules. And I totally recommend if you're totally new to oils, just start with the capsules. They're easy. We know what to do with them. And they're a little bit less expensive than the VMG. VMG is amazing. I love it. But, if you're new to oils, I would totally start with the Lifelong Vitality because they just have so many great clinical research reviews. Statistically, it's improved blood lipids, fasting insulin, cardiovascular biomarkers, reduced triglyceride levels in the blood, cellular inflammation, positive effects on biochemical indicators of cardiovascular health, antioxidants, inflammation, blood glucose regulation, mental clarity, energy, motivation, control, balance, happiness. They do have a 90-day back guarantee on the vitamins that if you don't feel more energy, less pain, and better mood, that they will refund the money. So that's just amazing that they believe in them that much. So how many people hear about diabetes? You hear about different people. So many people have PCOS, where they have like the uncontrolled sugar and they're put on like metformin. And, it's a hormone issue, right? So many people are put on the metformin. I'm going to talk about in a few minutes, but MetaPower Assist, keep that one in mind. If you do have metformin, using that one right now, because that's basically grapefruit, lemon, peppermint, cinnamon, ginger, and a couple other nutrients to help balance the biggest blood sugar spike of the day. So keep that one in mind. But look at these. This green is going to be the diabetes line and how much it's gone up from 1900 to now. Obesity, look at the line in the 1900s. It's pretty stable. Lots of people were not overweight and how much has gone up now. And then hypertension as well. Here's the pink line, how much has gone up now. So all of that together does not correlate the best health. And I will add to this that if you ever, I've read the book called Wheat Belly, check it out because the 1950s, look, this is when the spike occurred. Wheat Belly talks about that the government, actually before any of us were born, they modified the wheat. They took the protein out of the wheat, y'all. But in Europe, they still have the protein. So you hear about people going to Europe and losing weight when they eat the wheat, the Danishes and things, and that's why, because their wheat is not modified. So we really have a setup with our wheat, even a crouton in a salad package. I can barely eat it right now because I know it's modified. It's not real. So I need to, we do have a local store. If you guys are in the Raleigh area, Capri Flavors, they actually have, it's an Italian supermarket and they have things from Italy from there. And then you can actually buy a lot of Italian crackers. So that's made from 00 wheat. And so that means that it's not going to have glyphosate like our country does. So there's little things you can do with your health with food, but essential oils can really help medicinally get your health back. So look here, it says only 6.8% of the population have optimal cardiometabolic health. So that means that 93% of us Americans do not. So that's not great. So this is what I wanted to tell you about. This one is one of my favorites. It's called the MetaPower Metabolic System. And this is the one I was talking to you all about, the MetaPower. And I have it, I think, I think it's downstairs, but I take it every single day. So I'm just trying to leave it in the kitchen, but it helps prevent the biggest blood sugar spike of the day. Let me go back to it. So it's a system you can buy, and I think, let me see if I have the price on it. I think it's like around 189 right now, somewhere around there. But I totally recommend it if you're striving to, work on weight right now, because it's a great system to have. The collagen alone has something called NAD. Like NMN is in it, it creates NAD. And NAD is something we start to lose when we're 25 years old. By the time we're 50, we've lost 50% of our NAD. So our ability to keep feeling, looking young. So I double up on this some days. I actually take a packet in the morning. And then my husband, he had crazy detached retina. It's like, what the heck? And I looked it up, and that means that, he doesn't have enough collagen. So I've been making him take collagen too every day. So this is a way very easily, it has like, I think like 11 different types of collagen in it. And it has, it's vegan. So basically it's, from the fish. And so it's really great about helping our cells be the best with the collagen. It has, I'm going to show you a few pictures coming up, like before and afters of people seeing what their skin looks like after they've been using it. They have the Meta Power Belets. They're like, it's probably individually like $16 or $17 for 125 little belets that taste like grapefruit, lemon, peppermint, cinnamon, ginger. Here's a soft gels. Here's gum. So it's a really cool package you could try out for a month or so. So it does have some more information about the collagen there, that it promotes healthy biological aging, improves health span, activates longevity genes, improves cognitive function. That's the first thing I noticed, y'all. Like I felt like foggy brain just left me after 10 days of really faithfully staying on the system. And I was like, well, even if I don't lose a little weight, or if I don't, whatever, look better, at least I have my brain basically back. But like some of my friends were like, yeah, you do look younger. And I was like, so I did post a before and after picture within 2 months because I was so excited that I noticed some good things. It supports lean muscle and connective tissue, improves skin elasticity and firmness. So you can actually buy the collagen by itself and just buy some oils with it. Totally have had people do that the other night at an event, and that's totally great to do that. So here's the before and afters just to remind myself what it does. Look at the arms down there, the before and the after. And then here's Lily. She, has lost some weight. It's very apparent here. And, it tells you the dates on this person. This is not that long of a time, September 7th, 2022. And this is like 4 months later, y'all, January 7th, 2023. So 110 days. So it really does. And I was in different challenge groups, and it showed people not even changing, anything else in their diet. They probably felt better, so they did more, but like, it's incredible how quickly, look at this person up here. She looks younger. So it's super cool to see the befores and afters. Here's a major one here with this woman before and after, and that was a 5-month one. And it does talk about, this is our metabolic health. So the premise is with this essential oil, MetaPower, grapefruit, lemon, peppermint, cinnamon, ginger, it prevents the blood sugar spike in the body that our body's spiking constantly. And that's what ages us. So when we don't spike all the time, we can actually live our best life, live younger, longer. So there's something called lifespan, which we all know that's how many years we get. But there's also something called health span. And usually about 10 years before people pass on, not always, but I've seen it with my own, my mom. She just started sitting in a chair a lot, allowed, and just not doing a lot. She didn't feel great. So that her health span was shorter than her lifespan, because before those last 10 years, she was up moving around, helping me with our baby twins, different things like that. So I want to have my health span equal my lifespan. So that's, really awesome that you could have both. All right. So there is clinical research. I love clinical research because, they really do research. So there was Roseman University of Health Sciences did the study. Doterra oils were found to be therapeutically relevant in cell growth and rejuvenation to help our cells with metabolic health, healthy inflammatory responses, essential oils from different competitors had minimal effects. So they concluded that the therapeutic potential of essential oils is highly dependent on the complete composition of the oil. Sourcing, processing, and characterization are critical. So here's talking about the doTERRA difference. No fillers, no synthetic ingredients, and no dilution from plants grown in their ideal environments, ideal chemistry, consistency. Over 54 tests to ensure purity and potency can be used topically, aromatically, and internally. So safe versus, unsafe. So these are other brands on the market where, you might see a post sometimes on, Facebook, somewhere on a web about burns. Well, this is other brands on the market, effects of using a non-doTERRA essential oil because they have chemicals and chemicals burn. So make sure even if you buy doTERRA on Amazon, doTERRA will not say that that's one of theirs because they don't want to sell on Amazon. They actually decided on direct sales because they want it to be person to person. So that's why a lot of us love it because we know when we have a win with the oil, we're going to tell somebody about it. And then, people will benefit from that knowledge. But these oils are just on, maybe say Amazon or somewhere. People bought them because of a good deal, but then they damaged their skin. So that was not a good deal. But doTERRA is 100% pure, no risk of addiction, certified pure therapeutic grade, guaranteed transparency, can be ingested. So say you go to Whole Foods, everything's like organic or something, but there they can't ingest them. So it's like, well, why can't you? Because they're not pure. Something's added to the oil, something's taken away. And essential oils from doTERRA are not super expensive. Like you could get a lemon essential oil for like $15. Some of the oils are actually on a deal, depending upon when you watch this recording, until Friday, and that's the 25th of April. So if you watch it before that time, you still can get 20% off a lot of the oils right now. So this is kind of like the price per drop. So remember, we're talking about you only need a couple drops to make a recipe. So the On Guard is only like 15 cents a drop, 30 cents. So it's just it's just one to two drops is like one dose. So it's super cool. So this again, it's our cells. So we're alive, they're alive, they're our balancer. We have a frequency and they increase our frequency. So if you ever study frequencies of things, frequencies are like abundant in live things, but like if you come across like a synthetic pharmaceutical, that brings your frequency down and that makes you feel sicker. Whereas the essential oils have a high frequency, like lavender there. It's like, if you look it up, it's like 110 hertz. And so our body is normally between 60 to 70 hertz. So it actually ramps our energy up just by using almost any essential oil, really. So that's super cool just to know about that. So it does talk about basically what some of these oils do. Just a review: lavender, antihistamine, skin issues, burns. I keep mine in my kitchen in case I get an oven burn. Detoxification with the lemon, energy, peppermint, nausea, reflux, gas, bloating, digestion, breathe, congestion, snoring, asthma, allergies. So these are some of the others. And this is the top 10 oil kit: viral infection, oregano, tea tree, ear infections, boost immunity, On Guard, frankincense, regenerative, meditation, wrinkles. All right, so looking at the metabolic system, again, we're talking about the metabolic system to help with weight and metabolic health. That's like $195. And then we even made up for this event pain and inflammation kit. So somebody could get started just with pain and inflammation if that was their main need, for $108.5, using the deep blue ointment, Copaiba, soft gels, these 4 little oils. Really helps with circulation, calms muscles, detox, soothes pain. Here's the digestive kit we made up for tonight, $115.50. And that's going to be the digestive enzymes, the Terrazyme. They're actually sold out until the end of the month. They're supposed to be coming back because it's so good. That's why it's sold out. In May, it'll come back. Digestin, they have those available right now. You could get these and some lemon essential oil while you're waiting for the Terrazyme to come back. Digestin Rollerball. This is how we got our first win with my daughters. Terrible stomach, constipation, and nausea. Peppermint, of course, that's on sale right now for $20 through Friday. So it's great. So this is the Better Sleep Kit. And I don't know if you guys know this, but like we actually, we detox whenever we sleep. So if we don't sleep at night, we can't detox. And so these are great things to have. Serenity stick with a valerian root in it, and the copaiba soft gels. We talked about those. Serenity. I actually use copaiba, Serenity soft gels, and the adaptive soft gels every night to go to sleep with some magnesium. And that's been a game changer for me because I was a night nurse for 17 years and had a lot of problems going to sleep. So now it's with those, or, I'm not overdosing. It's just essential oils balancing my body. Cedarwood helps a lot of people. And Serenity, of course, it's exactly like the name sounds, just it gives you serenity. So here's again the adaptive. It talks about you could get these, the full kit for like 119. You get like a balanced essential oil for grounding, adaptive for stress, adaptive roller ball stress. And these are the ones, the third one that I take for sleep at night, which are great. They really take the edge off. So there's different things you could get. You could combine these, like the Lifelong Vitality Pack vitamins is around 85. With this, it's not expensive. I know I've priced collagen at other companies. Most of the collagens are like well over $100. But the thing is if you put this in the cart first, it gives you an option to get the collagen for lower. So that's why this is a lower price than what it would be if you just buy it outright. So remember that it's like a bulk shopping. It's like a Sam's Club. Like it's almost like this. Whenever you put this in the cart, they give you a deal on this, which is great. And a deal on this, the PB Restore. So if you wanted to do this on a monthly program, it's saying here that you could actually do it for like 140.50, and then you get on this thing called the Loyalty Rewards. And it's really cool because when you start, if like you get back 10% of whatever you purchase. So say you purchase $100 worth of supplements and probiotics, which is not hard to do for a family. And then after a year's time, you're still in it, doing it, you would get $30 back versus 10. And so normally right now I'm spending about 150. So I get like $40 back or 45, something like that. And it just mounts up and you get free collagens, free vitamins, free toothpaste, whatever you want to do with it. The more kids you have, the more benefit you'll see because I have 4 daughters and I'm buying still for 2 of them. And it's been an awesome way to really not have to pay a lot of money for it. All right, so here's some other ideas. They have the Healthy Habits Kit, and this one comes with the vitamins and it comes with the pain relief. It really just depends what your top 3 things are. So that's why if you've ever been to a Doterra class before, we often talk about we want to help the top 3 things because if you don't get help with those, you probably won't continue with oils. You want to get wins with oils so you can have a healthier lifestyle. Here's another one called the Nutritional Essentials. Of course, the Lifelong Vitality Pack. Remember, it had all those great clinical reviews of what it does for your body. Natural Solutions Kit. That may be priced higher, but that's because it helps your whole house. You can replace, soaps and, the toothpaste and different supplements and even get a giant diffuser. So that's great. And then, and you couldn't, if you put all these things individually together, you would not save as much money as you do on this bundle. Because so they really do a package bundle to save a lot of money the first time you buy from doTERRA. These are called starter kits, the Healthy Foundations kit. We actually get the vitamins and the MetaPower line together, which is only 209, I believe. So then there's all these different, it's a very busy PowerPoint, but I just wanted to show you on the website, they have all these deals of the VMG. So the VMG is vitamins, minerals, and grains plus essential oils. You can reach out and talk to us about that versus the canisters. They're both really great, awesome deals. So basically, why do we do all this? Because we've had wins with our kids, we've had wins with our own bodies for health and actually wealth too. So there is an option to come and do some of this. There's 3 types of people in doTERRA world. 80% are customers, and we love our customers. 10% want to actually share, and they can make commission. And that's great because they can make, if they share with like say 3 or 4 people a month, they can actually make what they would spend on their oils and supplements. But then the third type of person is actually someone that wants to do all 3 things, be a customer, share, but also do it on purpose so that this income, it can actually replace your other income, when you're ready to move forward. Like I'm a nurse right now, and I used to be a full-time nurse, right? And only like working 112 a week now. So it's called casual. So this is not just, an essential oil company. Like it is amazing. It really helps people take back their health and their wealth. So if you want to learn more about that, you can reach out to whoever invited you, and we can let you talk to ourselves and Dr. Josh Axe, his mother-in-law. She will meet with us as well. She's a mentor of ours, and it's great to know that she used to, just be cleaning houses, and now she never has to do that again. And so it's just a great place to be in life, to know that you're helping people and you're actually getting rewarded for it. So who wouldn't have a heart for all of that? So we are a part of a movement to really create a healer in every single home, because, we want to be proactive instead of reactive. We don't want to be always running to the doctor and not knowing what to do. As soon as we have a sniffle, we should be grabbing our breathe. As soon as we have a digestive issue, be grabbing for the digest and open the recipe books and really, get the top 10 oil kit. I have at least one of them right now in my home, and usually I have a couple because I might travel with one just in case we get sick on travels. It's a great thing. So do you want one of these? This is something I have, all the time. I have my keys. I'm at Wake Med tomorrow, actually, and I'll have my keychain with me because sometimes people at work get sick or something, the nurses on staff, and they'll like have a scratchy throat. So give this On Guard or Citrus Bliss Lemon. Rosemary is great for EMF or hair growth, pain, stress, digestion, calming. But if you want this, we're actually offering, if you want to do an online class and you have 4 people show up, the place orders will go ahead and give you the keychain and 4 of them. And then if you actually have 8, we'll do the other side as well. And I'm actually offering a free Zytoscan if you actually have a class of, say, at least 4 people that end up, buying over $100 each. We can definitely do a free Zytoscan. A Zytoscan is worth $150. I've had people drive from Myrtle Beach to have them. So it's really a really cool thing to know cellularly what the body needs to be balanced. So if you do want to host an event online or in person is better. If we can just choose the right night and get a good group, it's an awesome way to, really share with your friends what, that we know that we need for our health, and also get some free oils. So basically, there's also another way you could, if you don't want to, be making extra cash, you could actually be making extra points. So they actually have a way to grab a share and link. It's, share with friends. So you can definitely, once you have a Doterra account, we can teach you how to simply share a link, and then you'll be able to get products for free. And then this is a very busy screen, but I just made it last night because I wanted to show you all until the end of the day tomorrow, which is Friday, the 25th of April. You can actually get all of these oils at 20% off. So like right now, the peppermint is normally 26. You get that for 20. I do think a couple of things are sold out now. So you just got to be careful of, being flexible about that. So just reach out as soon as possible. As soon as you watch this recording, make sure you reach out to us. And so basically, this is the last screen. It talks about what are your top 3 health needs? Is it digestion, sleep, anxiety, allergies, pain, headaches? Is it detoxification? You just feel toxic and tired, depression, immunity challenges, hormonal health, autoimmune energy. So reach out whoever invited you. If you don't have their phone number, ask me. You can definitely text myself at this phone number, 919-215-5232, or you can scan the QR code and I'll be back in touch with you or whoever invited you. But make sure that you reach out after you've seen this event. And we're excited to help you and just help all of your needs. And if you have any questions, just let us know.